What's good? What's good? It's GerardBTV. Welcome back to the channel. It's time for that real talk. It's time for that Tell the Truth Monday talk. Washington, week 1-0, 21-6 against the New York Giants. We got the dub. The defense looked nasty, but don't get it twisted. This wasn't perfect. They got a lot of work to do, but we got a lot to talk about. So let's break it all down, man, and let's tell some truths. All right. So the first truth that we're gonna talk about is the Giants' offense was trash. It was horrible. 62 plays was ran. 45 of those was passing plays. They only had 231 total yards as a team. That's 3.7 yards per play. Russell Wilson was 46% completion percentage for a $157. He threw 37 passes. In the red zone, they was 0 for 2. 8 plays inside our 10-yard line. We wasn't having it. They lost 3 yards combined. You can't win an NFL like that. That's not my problem, though. That's not my problem. Third downs, 4 of 16. They was just flat out ugly in that department. Tell the truth, this was a veteran QB and an offense that looked like they hadn't practiced together, looked like they hadn't married together, looked like they just ready for the next in line, right? And thank you, New York, for being in QB purgatory, if you will, because we ate that up. Now let's flip it over to the offense right quick. Our offense, that is, right? The balance that we established, right? We ran 65 plays and we had 432 yards. We averaged 6.6 yards per play. So we doubled them up. Now let's talk about balance and our identity under KK. We had 212 passing yards. Really, he had 233, but you know the sack yards and all that stuff. And 220 rushing yards. All right. That's balance, man. All right. That's balance. That's identity. That's what we talking about. It wasn't fluky. It was designed. This was Adam Peters' roster plan, showing up week 1, right? Team is built for physicality, as you can see, built for versatility, as you've all heard, and is built to support the MVP of the league, Jayden Daniels, as you can see. You know what I'm saying? This all is built, man. This is all being built right in front of our very eyes, man. This is how you build a team. This is how you build a dynasty, a dynastic situation. Okay. Now, as far as our defense was concerned, man, hey, shout out Lionel once again. He said, and I quote, Dan Quinn and Joe Witt talk about it often. They want you to feel their play style. This defense showed championship habits at times. Check out the rest of his tweets, man. He be dropping some gems on your melon. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Lou for that little bar. But look, y'all definitely felt the defense. Y'all can feel it. I can feel it through the TV, man. If you was on the stream yesterday, appreciate y'all rocking with your boy on the live stream. First of many for the season anyway. You know, you can feel it, man. Deron Payne, he had a sack and a half. 2 pass breakups, and he was disruptive, man, all game. He was disruptive all game, man. He was looking like a problem out there. DA, sack, tackle for loss, and was getting active. They was standing him up all game long, and he was wreaking havoc on them interior O-line, man. They just couldn't do nothing with him. Kinlaw, tone setter, dog. He was just the most physical person you've ever seen on the defensive line. It was crazy. He hit Russell Wilson one time so hard, I seen somebody on Twitter say, I know he went home to Sierra and said, this it, boo. This it. Go ahead and drop that new album. Straight up. Bobby Wags flying around. Fountain of Youth, Bobby Wags, 10 tackles. Steady Eddie. Already got 10. Louisville right behind him with 7. You know what I'm saying? So the linebackers was able to flow, and they was able to get what they had to get done, man. The result, the Giants, man, they only rushed for 74 yards, bro, on 23 carries, man. 3.2 yards per attempt, man. Every time they touched the ball, man, they saw 3 to 4 white jerseys rallying around them, man. And that's the imprint That's that DQ Joe Witt imprint. Flying, rallying around, being physical. Fast, physical, smart, intelligent football players, man. And that's our stamp. Tell the truth, the defense, they carried us today. They carried us yesterday. They definitely carried us. Think about that. Think about that for a second. We didn't say that at all like that last year, at all. Game one, right out the break, they carried us. That's amazing. That's amazing. But listen, let me talk about these studs and duds right quick. All right. Because, I always be on the interwebs, man. Like me a good article. Hogs Haven, I've been reading them since I was a little pup. Shout them out. They dropped their studs and duds list. And I'm going to co-sign a lot of it. All right. Studs, Pain, contract pain. Javon Kinlaw, the man murderer. He be murdering men. DA, right? Beat them. There was beast. They was beast. They was beast. I'm gonna have to throw a honorable mention. Eddie Goldman, right, from the defensive line. Eddie Goldman was showing up and showing out. Deebo Samuels, 7 catches, 77 yards, and a rushing touchdown. Right, and that joint was a beauty. It was a beauty. John Bates. They said he was quiet but clutch. I'm also gonna say a stud gotta go to Bill. 10 carries, 87 yards. Ain't no chump with a tutty. That ain't no chump. And making key blocks down the field on other people's scoring opportunities. Not a chump. I love it. They said duds, rookie mistakes was Josh Conerly Jr. allowing a sack. The fact that Zach Ertz did have a key drop, which he would have scored on that drop. Sorry about that. They said Zach Ertz had a key drop, even though he eventually scored. Yes, that drop was crucial. He catches that 95% of the time. And it was on a critical third down in the beginning of the game, so we definitely needed that. Special teams miscues, that blocking assignment by second year Ben Sinnott against Abdul Carter. We got to fix that. That's got to be showed up. If you're not showing up on offense, you got to be stud. You got to be a stud on special teams. So tell the truth, week one was more good than bad, but you got to always take the bad with the good. And right, even though we won, you got to take your medicine. Got to take your medicine, man. Rigo's Rags, they also had a winners and losers segment, if you will, right? They said they got 5 winners and 2 losers. They 5 winners. Winner number 1, Jacory Croskey-Merritt. 10 carries, 82 yards, touchdown. The boy runs angry, runs fast, and he runs like he belongs. Winner number 2, Deebo Samuel. Veteran energy, instant chemistry with Jayden Daniels. Number 3, Jayden Daniels. Right? He wasn't 100% sharp. He did miss a deep ball to Terry McLaurin, but Jayden Daniels made plays, man. 233 rushing yards. He had 69 rushing yards on critical moments, man. Like, the guy was nails. That's over 300 yards all purpose, and he didn't even 300 yards combined, I should say, and he had a average day for, what we would say. So we come to expect a lot from him. He was 19 to 30. We expect him to be more like 26 of 30 in that regard. He almost did throw 1 interception, but luckily the corner dropped it. And then from that point on, he was nails. I mean, again, we had a couple drops from wide receivers and things of that nature, but still, he was a stud for sure. Can't be studs and duds without JD. Even average JD is a stud. 4 and 5. That's gonna be Javon Kinlaw and Dorrance Armstrong for him. I mean, goodness gracious, them boys was eating. They boys was eating. I'm gonna throw another one there, Deron Payne. You gotta add Deron Payne in that. Rigo's Rags. Come on, baby, get it right. Now they said for the duds, it was the penalties, and it was Ben Sinnott, man. All right, that's really all you need to know. Right, we can't have that penalty. We doubled them up on penalties. They had, I want to say, 6 penalties for like 40-something yards, and we had 12 for 89. Right, and a lot of their penalties definitely came and extended their drives, gave them first downs and things of that nature, and we can't have that, especially going up against Green Bay on Thursday. So come practice tomorrow on Tuesday. They got to be lit. They got to be turned up, and they got to be in them books and understand what they need to do. We can't have that. That's a no-no. All right. That's a tell the truth. No. Now talking about Jayden Daniels in year 2, we already talked about how QB1 was doing his thing. We already regurgitated his stats: 19 to 30, 233, a touchdown, rating near 100. You know what I'm saying? Calm, steady, and efficient as we come to expect from JD. He spread the ball around. He doesn't have a favorite target. He just throw it to whoever's available. Right? Deebo, Ertz, Chris Moore. Terry got involved just a little bit. Noah Brown was getting involved early. Austin Eckler often. They were all eating, bro. They were all eating, bro. You know what I'm saying? You already know what his legs do. 11 carries. He led the team in rushing attempts, right? 11 carries, 68 yards. In the fourth, he iced the game with scrambles of 14, 11, and 12 yards, man. Also, Commanders Wire said the Giants defender, we already know who that was, Brian Burns, was mad, saying Jayden Daniels talks too much out there. Good. That's leadership, man. That's swagger. That's knowing that you own the field and you are the best on the field. You the one. You one of them ones. And on that field yesterday, you was just the one. Right? Tell the truth. JD exactly what we needed as a franchise quarterback, man, as a franchise leader. Right? And let's talk about the offensive line. Because it wasn't spotless. It wasn't spotless. They did a great job, though. They did a pretty good job against that vaunted New York Giants defensive line. And the Giants defensive line ain't no punk. Ain't no slouch, man. Laramie Tunsil had 37 pass post snaps, 1 pressure, 1 sack given up, 1 penalty. He's elite, but he did give up 1. So did his counterpart, Josh Conerly, right? So if we're going to hold Josh Conerly to that standard, if we're going to hold him, like I just said, Laramie Tunsil, Josh Conerly, can't give them sacks up, bro. Especially this week going against Micah. Cannot. Brandon Coleman, 37 snaps, man. 0 pressures. He was holding his own against Big Dexy Lexi, man. He was holding his own. He had Tyler Biadasz right there helping him out as well. 37 snaps. He gave up 1 hurry and a pressure, right? But he was anchoring nicely. He was anchoring nicely out there, especially with the times that we was running the ball and things of that nature. Nick, all reliable out there. All reliable. 37 snaps, 0 pressures, right? So it wasn't, and we also got to remember, Jayden Daniels is elite at pocket awareness and pocket movement as he's been working on those things. So you're not going to get as many pressures and things of that nature when your quarterback processes as fast as he does. Those 2 sacks that he did take, I feel like those might have been on JD. Maybe not the one with Conerly, but I think the one with Laramie Tunsil might have been. But hey, who cares? We won the game, but we need to clean it up. Truth, it wasn't a meltdown by any measure of success. Was not a meltdown by the offensive line, but they got to clean it up, right? We got to clean it up. Because, like I said, JD covered it with his legs, man. But if we're going to chase rings, if we're going to be ring chasers, right, and we dream chasing, the protection got tightened up starting this week, starting Thursday. Let's get it right, man. Let's get it right. Let's talk about how the ground game closed it out for us, right? We already know. We already know what we want to talk about, but let's talk about how we ran the ball down New York's throat, right? They was choking on us. and I'm all pause. Nah. Yeah, they were choking on us. You heard it right. 32 carries, 220 rushing yards, 6.9 yards a pop, bro. All right. Bill had 82 yards rushing, a touchdown on 10 carries. Eckler had 11 for 68. You had, my fault. Daniels was 11 for 68. Then you had Eckler 6 for 26, McNichols 4 for 25, and you had Deebo 1 rush, 19 yards, and a touchdown. Okay, so let's talk about that. That's 2 rushing touchdowns, and that's a lot of yards, man. 2 rushing touchdowns, 220 running yards, man. Yeah, we was doing the thing. Cliff was in his bag, man. Cliff was in his bag. The plays were looking nice, and we were sloppy. We probably left 2 touchdowns on the board easy, maybe 3. Another 250 yards of pure offense on the table. It's crazy. But let's be honest, man. Again, it wasn't clean. 12 penalties. We allowed sacks. We had a couple drops, and we had some Ricky miscues, right? I will say against Green Bay, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. Against some of these better teams on our schedule, it's gonna hurt. That'll bury us. So we got to make sure we take care of business in that regard. But it was week 1, and they gave us a gift with the Giants being our week 1 opponent, and the sloppy win is still a win. And it's Victory Monday, baby, and we celebrating. Now, let me bring up another final truth that I got. I would be remiss if I didn't bring up my guy, the other rookie that shined. The rookie that shined to me, Trey Amos. Right? Gave up a little catch to Wan'Dale Robinson. You know what I'm saying? I think that might have been a first down catch. And then they tried him with neighbors in the end zone, stride for stride with the boy, stride for stride down the sideline. Calm, cool, collected, under pressure, knocked the ball out. You ain't catching nothing, man. Not on me, not today, not in my rookie debut. All right. So the Giants, their offense was broken, man. It was horrid. Us, the Commanders, balance, physical discipline. The defense, they set the tone. The QBs, they made plays, man. They made the plays. The run game, we could lean on the running game and we could lean on the defense so far this year. That was amazing to see. This team felt different. It felt different. This game one felt much more different than last year's game one. This actually felt much more different than the last game we saw our team play prior to this game, a regular season game. So, but again, this wasn't just a week one win, man. It was a culture check. It was something that's going to be stamping in the algorithm of this is our culture, right? And we passed, man. We are seeing the culture in real time. So 21-6, Giants lost. Stop talking that trash. And the standard was set. And a new reality is starting to come amongst the league. They starting to understand what's really going on. Now, what I want y'all to do, man, real quick in the comment section. Who was your studs of the game? I don't care. List them all. Right? Who was your duds of the game? List them all. You know? Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We on our way to 1,000, up over 750 currently. Thank you for all that has subscribed. This is GerardBTV. Turn those notifications on. Burgundy and gold will never fold. And we breaking this thing down all season long, man. This is GerardBTV. Stay real, be elite, and always tell the truth. And we out.